The Bhagavad Gita, or Song Celestial, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Chapter 16. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The present recording is by Raju, ramina45@hotmail.com. Chapter 16. Of the Separateness of the Divine and the Undivine. Krishna. Fearlessness, singleness of soul, the will always to strive for wisdom, opened hand and governed appetites, and piety, and love of lonely study, humbleness, uprightness, heed to injure not which lives, truthfulness, slowness unto wrath, a mind that lightly letteth go what others prize, and equanimity and charity, which spieth no man's faults, and tenderness towards all that suffer, a contented heart, fluttered by no desires, a bearing mild, modest, and grave, with manhood nobly mixed, with patience, fortitude, and purity, an unrevengeful spirit, never given to rate itself too high. Such be the signs, O Indian Prince, of him whose feet are set on that fair path which leads to heavenly birth. Deceitfulness and arrogance and pride, quickness to anger, harsh and evil speech, and ignorance to its own darkness, these be the signs, my prince, of whose birth is fated for the regions of the vile. The heavenly birth brings to deliverance, so shouldst thou know, the birth with asuras brings into bondage. Be thou joyous, prince, whose lot is set apart for heavenly birth. Two stamps there are marked on all living men, divine and undivine. I spake to thee by what marks thou shouldst know the heavenly man. Hear from me now of the unheavenly. They comprehend not the unheavenly, how souls go forth from me, nor how they come back unto me. Nor is there truth in these, nor purity, nor rule of life. This world hath not a law, nor order, nor a lord, so say they, nor hath risen up by cause, following on cause, in perfect purposing, but is none other than a house of lust. And this thing thinking, all those vain ones, of little wit, dark-minded, give themselves to evil deeds, the curses of their kind, surrendered to desires insatiable, full of deceitfulness, folly, and pride, in blindness cleaving to their errors, caught into the sinful course, they trust this lie, as it were true, this lie which leads to death, finding in pleasure all the good which is, and crying, here it finisheth. Ensnared in nooses of 100 idle hopes, slaves to their passion and their wrath, they buy wealth with base deeds to glut hot appetites. Thus much today, they say, we gained thereby, such and such wish of heart shall have its fill, and this is ours, and the other shall be ours. Today we slew a foe, and we will slay our other enemy tomorrow. Look, are we not lords? Make we not goodly cheer? Is not our fortune famous, brave and great? Rich are we, proud born, what other men live like to us? Kill then for sacrifice, cast lorgies, and be merry. So they speak, darkened by ignorance, and so they fall, tossed to and fro with projects, tricked and bound, in net of black delusion, lost in lust, down to foul Naraka, conceited, fond, stubborn, and proud, dead drunken with the wine of wealth, and reckless, all their offerings have but a show of reverence, being not made in piety of ancient faith. Thus vowed to selfhood, force, insolence, feasting, wrath, these my blasphemers, in the forms they wear, and in the forms they breed, my foemen are, hateful and hating, cruel, evil, vile, least of whom I cast down, again and yet again, at end of lives, into some devilish womb, whence, birth by birth, the devilish wombs respawn them, all beguiled, and till they find and worship me, my sweet prince, tread they not nether road. The doors of hell are threefold, whereby men to ruin pass: the door of lust, the door of wrath, the door of avarice. Let a man shun these three. He who shall turn aside from entering all those three gates of Narak wendeth straight to find his peace and comes to Swarga's gate. Here endeth chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Deva Sarasopad Vibhaga Yoga, or the book of the separateness of the divine and undivine. End of chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita. The present recording is by Raju Ramina45 at hotmail.com.